because I believe... Yep, Billy is here. And once we talk to him, we start the next part. Citan, I'd be more than happy to come. I would be more than happy to come along. Okay. And if we talk to Billy, well, things are going to get a bit serious. Good morning. They said you were still sleeping, so I went ahead and came in. You dress lightly. Is that enough? We Tones have some rather unique equipment. Let me explain about the equipment since we're going to be working together. Tutorial time about Billy, our new party member. First of all, my basic equipment are guns. There are 3 kinds. Handgun, ether gun, and big gun. Okay. A handgun, an ether gun, and a big gun. So we assume the big gun's big, the handgun's a handgun, and the ether gun uses ether. The handgun is the only one that can be replaced with other versions of the same kind. Okay. I made the other 2 kinds of guns myself, so there are no others to replace them with. Makes sense. You can power up a gun's attack force by changing its ammo or bullets with more powerful ones. Okay. To load ammo, press right or left on the directional button at the equipped menu screen. I'll show this in a bit. This will display the sub window in place of the main equip window where you can select your ammo. One thing you have to be careful of is the number of bullets for each gun is limited. To successfully manage your ammo, you must keep an ample supply and reload frequently. But now that I have said this, note that ether guns do not have such a limit. Well, that's about it. Did you understand? Yes. I can show this off in a bit. I understand it roughly, but it's a bit complicated, isn't it? This is a fine gun indeed. I'm sure it has a significant history. Of course. It's a famous rifle, Machine Gunatar, down in the Fatima line family. What a waste. It's too good for you who just brandishes a whip. Hey, what are you getting sharp with me? Oh, sorry, it's just, I don't think you would have an interest in guns. Well, anyway, Billy, I'd like to know why you became an E-Tone. I'm not interested. ... So get ready for some stuff. I see. E-Tones help out strangers, so I suppose that would make you curious. No, I don't mean that. I'm curious about your own intentions personally. I don't know. I just didn't expect you to be an E-Tone at all. Huh. I see. Well, since our job is rather unusual, I'll tell you about it too, as I explained. So, flashback time. How old was I? I don't remember. Maybe 8 or 9? About then, Dad taught me how to use a gun. Okay. Looks like Jesse. One day, Dad disappeared. Okay. So little Billy and little Premier, he just ran out on us. Is that their mum? He never came back. Even so, I stayed in his room alone often. Dad's gun, Dad's smell, those things were all I had left to remind me of him. But that happiness didn't last long. Zombies! When I was 12, my house was attacked by Reapers and Mum was killed. They were looking for Dad, but my Mum wouldn't talk. Zombies have intelligence? I can still hear it, the sound of bullets slowly firing 3 times. I remember the sound of the empty shells hitting the floor. After that, the Reapers screamed and I heard someone fall. Bishop Stone was the one who helped us then. Meeting him changed my life. From then on... Hey, wait a sec. Do Reapers talk? Yes. They're not just monsters. Some of them are more intelligent than humans. Weird. It's like that thing we fought. Premier and I hid in the shadows, escaping death, but she hasn't spoken a word since. Oh, that's sad. Like a godsend, kind, strong Bishop Stone gave me an example to follow. I want to help save someone in need, just like he saved us. The more I hear this, the more I doubt it. Because you remember what we heard the Bishop Stone saying about before, and what I was speculating about, how they're using the wells and reapers to cause trouble. and make themselves look like they're heroes or something. This seems like a prime example of that. I didn't want there to be any more children like Premier, so I began training at the Ethos to become just like Bishop Stone. So you walked out on your little sister, huh? I left Prim in the care of the Ethos and entered the monastery. Many years passed. How many years? I finished training at the monastery and became an E-Tone. You're only like 16, right, Billy? So some of this is gonna sound very weird. I returned home to open the orphanage, and he had unexpectedly come back. But he was different. Some terrible accident changed him. Not only his looks, but his character and manner had entirely changed too. I remembered him as a quiet man, but more than that, I thought maybe I didn't really remember him. That's why I can never think of him as a father. But Prim needed a father, and she'd become attached to him. Deep in my heart, I too thought I wanted a father. Sounds more like she's the smart one. But even now, I just can't believe he is my real father. I think she's the smart one and you're just dumb, Billy. This is going to sound pathetic, but I almost went as far as to sell my body to support Prim, since we had only each other for so long. But this is like this sounds very weird, since he's like, what, 16? Or something? Which means he would have been younger when he would have considered doing that. Which is kind of fucked up. Despite that, Prim still prefers the father that she never knew to the one who suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Almost sold your body? Don't you know, kid? There are things you can get back once sold, and there are things you just can't. Couldn't you see that? Of course I refrained, but they're there to give me 3000 G for one night. Mate, don't charge for the night, charge for the hour. That's what any professional would tell you. I don't know. You fool, listen. Next time you and your sister need help, come to my ship. We're self-sufficient, so at least you don't need to worry about food and a place to sleep. Now don't you ever say sell your body in front of me ever again, you understand? So, Bart does not support the sex industry. Okay, good to know. Could this be maybe you are a nice guy after all? Why don't you just come out and say thank you? Jeez. Well, you haven't taken care of us yet, so I won't say it. Cute kid, real cute. And we get on to stuff. So our ship's heading out to our new destination. We can see a tower there, but that's not really relevant, because we can't actually get to that yet. Well, we might be able to if we really tried, but I'm not going to, because it's probably really high level compared to what we should be doing. All things considered, there's like still two continents for us to visit and some other stuff. Looks like we've made it already. Can it be the transport ship's being attacked by Reapers? So that's a possibility. Can anyone help us? Okay, so now we can choose our party. Billy is permanent. We cannot put Faye into the party anywhere. So choose who you want. Personally, I'm gonna take Sita. I'm gonna take Rico, Ellie, and Bart. I might be better off taking Citan, but Actually, I should take Citan since he's so quick. That's helpful. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the Omega Souls I have, recklessly, so that everyone's up and ready. Is Ceton equipped correctly? Because we have penguin coats. Unfortunately, they're not better than what he has. No, he's still got a metal jacket, so let's throw on the penguin coat. I would consider putting something to make Ellie quicker on her, but it's not really worth it. I actually have a way that I can make Ellie quicker anyway. So it'd probably be better off making Billy quicker. But we'll be able to show off how to use Billy. Billy. What we can do, what I can show off now though, is if we come over here, there is in this room, Premiere is here. And if you talk to her, Prim, why are you here? Stay at the orphanage. ... Not gonna talk to you. ... I can't talk. ... Prim, won't you listen to your brother? Billy, Premiere followed you here because she's worried about you. Can't you see? Let her stay a little while, okay? Well then, don't you go anywhere, okay? ... I can't talk. ... Margie, please take care of my little sister. Choo Choo says, why don't you ask me that, Choo? Because you're a pre-Nop-on Nop-on. And we don't trust the Nop-on. They're dangerous people. With their red polynorb plots and whatnot. Anyway, that's that. After that, we could have changed party members, but there's no point because we already did. If we come up here, exit the elevator, as usual, and go up the ladder, get on the transport ship? Yes. We can get on the transport. It's a really weird looking ship, to be honest. It's not a particularly complex ship either, though, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's dark here. It's dark. What is that odor? This is unusual smell as that of the wells. It sure looks like they attacked. One more thing. On the room's middle wall is a red switch. Push the switch to turn on the lights. Scared? No. Just a little. He's a coward. But if we can knock some boxes over. And then here is a switch. Lights on. Door lock A. Door open, lock A. So that's handy. There's some boxes we can knock over. And admittedly, you can jump over there, but it's easy to just knock boxes over. And we get into our first encounter. What are we dealing with this time? These guys. These guys are a bit of a nuisance. They are fairly resilient and don't take a lot of physical damage. So you are going to have to use death blows to deal damage. And either that or use ether. They can deal a fair bit of damage. But if they use their ether techniques, fortunately Ellie holds out against those pretty well. And we now can use Billy. So first things first is ether. Here's a few moves. Purity Light removes all status effects. Healing Light restores HP. Holy Light restores HP to all, so that's a quicker version of what Ceton does. Goddess Call speeds up the next turn, so you can use that's not what it actually does, it casts haste on someone, so that's handy. And Goddess Eye, which ups defense. Let's just show off some of his attacks. So, triangle is your handgun, X is your big gun, and box is your ether gun. Your ether gun has two alternate fires, which are, at the moment, air and fire. Your big gun is your heavy. So, I'll show off what each gun looks like. Handgun, ether gun, big gun. However, that doesn't kill anyone. Now I am going to just use... Well, I should probably... Yeah, I can probably just use a bolt on this one. I was considering using ether on all of them, but no, not worth it. Anyway, Billy is pretty good because he has access to two elements, wind and fire. However, you should note that fire is sometimes not all the best. But ooh, we got the B&J M10S ammo, which means I can now show off something interesting about Billy, which we heard about. In Billy's equipment, if you press left or right, you come to this menu. Handgun. See, it's wind ammo and fire ammo. We can't change those out because we don't have the other ammos yet. I think we get others. We don't have anything to change the shotgun ammo out for. And this, we can change out for this, which is slightly higher damage. So, we'll take it. It makes sense. Also, I should talk a bit about Billy's equipment. The Holy Pendant is very handy because it doubles support effects. Not just time, but effects as well, I think. Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to heal so well. Because yeah, Citan has healing and he doesn't heal nearly as much as Billy does. Because Billy can heal like 300 HP in a single heal for all your party members. So that's really good. So if we want to if we want to get to that chest, we can do this. But I forgot what this chest contains. It's a penguin coat. So I should have brought one less penguin coat. But we can go through this door. If I can open doors. Because I am terrible at that. So... Wait, no, he's just still got that. Right, so I want to just take these guys out as quick as possible. I wonder how much Ellie's physical attacks do now. Because I know they were weaker than others beforehand, but they're not that much weaker. So I am going to use one of Billy's actual techniques, which is that. So here's the thing, I should explain how the alternate fires on the ether gun work. If box is your even number attack, it is fire. If it's the odd number attack, it is air. It is wind. And that's how it works. But I want to see, because I should have sky attack. Yeah, she can still deal fairly decent damage just with physical, so she's got powerful ether, but that's really only useful. Her ether is more powerful if you don't actually have death blows at this stage, which you might not, because you might have been like not as diligent as I was in getting there. Speaking of death blows, these are the ones that Billy has. He hasn't got any experience on the other ones, so he doesn't have Box Strangle X learned yet, which he could learn. And he hasn't even started learning those. Okay, so Bright Spark. Okay, yeah. Anyway. If we go to abilities, Healing Light. He just fully healed himself, so that's sweet. For 2 ether, and it's cheap. Okay, so we're good. That's good. Actually, I am curious about this. Okay, so I'm gonna test out how much damage the ether gun deals against some enemy that we fight up here. Come on, show up. I know there's enemies up here. Because I want to test out how much more powerful we can make it. There we go. Okay, we got a bunch of wells. So I'm going to make sure Citan takes at least some of them out really quickly. And just so you know, wells are really weak to fire. So I'm just going to do 3 attacks with Box. 91. So that's 418. Okay. I want to see what happens if I put an ether doubler on him. Because I'm pretty sure... I'm going to throw it a Fremo Dragon and see if it works. Yeah, it worked perfectly. It's super effective. I'm pretty sure ether doubler should work on him, and it should affect his guns. His ether gun. Of course, this means taking it off Ellie because I don't have enough money for multiple ether doublers. I'll just give her an ether stone for the time being, and I'll put it over the stamina ring. Put the ether doubler on, and I'll try to get into another one of those fights. Come on, show up enemies, show up enemies, show up enemies. Show up already. I want you to show up. Please show up. Do it for me. Do a good deed. Be a good guy. Show up enemies. Show up. Come on, just a few of you. That's all we need. Just a few of you. Come on, show up. I really should just be going through the ship, and we'll probably encounter them again. But there we go. Oh, this thing. Well, that's a conundrum. That's definitely not what I was looking for. But we'll see if Billy's gun deals decent damage to this thing, except it's going to put us to sleep. Shell Bell. What a nuisance enemy. But it'll just wake us up shortly. With Wake Up Kiss, which deals a little bit of damage. So, may as well see what this does. Seems to be hitting pretty hard. So I assume it's... I think it might be doubled. It does hit pretty hard. Oh, we'll just keep going until we get closer to where the boss is. I'll swap it over once we get to the boss because his elements aren't good against the boss, sadly. In this room, however, we can find enemies. Ah, perfect opportunity. If it wasn't hidden behind a bag or something. We deal some damage there. Okay, so I have an opportunity now. So 418 was what we did before. Okay. Ether Doubler makes Ether Gun a hell of a lot more powerful. Good to know. However, this sadly will not be as powerful as it could have been. Oh well, it still did 100 damage to each of them. Sorry I failed. Yeah, you did. And they don't manage to land a single blow on Cetan. But anyway, Ether becomes even more viable the further on you go in the game. So, from what I've heard anyway. Except Cetan's awesome high-speed punch kick, punch kick, punch kicks. So, once I've got enough money to get another Ether Doubler, I might want to get one for Billy. And that's where you can get also some more ammo for Billy. So, going back to Billy's equipment, what did I remove for it? Stamina? No. Stamina ring, yes, that's what I removed. And I'm going to put the Ether Doubler back on her. I'll use an Omega Soul on her, yeah, that's fine. Now, if we go through this area, we can run into these as many times as we want, it's okay. And go over here, opening door lock B, that opens that door there, and we receive a survival team, but that's not too important. Anyway, if we want, we can go through this door here, we proceed to the next area, which is a bunch of rooms. One of which is a shower. What's in this shower, you ask? Blood! 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 And dreadful music. Looks like blood. What's happened on this transport? No, wait, this is water with rust in it. Let's hurry on ahead. So after a rusty shower, we can head on to the other side, where we can get cabin key. And nothing else. If I can actually open doors. Alright, this has Silver Beret. Silver Beret. This is only, I think this is only equipable by female characters, so unless he can equip it. It's a good defense up on Ellie. Really good defense up. Makes her a lot more useful. Now if only her martial rod gave her ether instead of attack, I'd be very happy. And if only she were quicker as well, then I could launch ether attacks quickly. Also, the higher her ether gets, the more reliable her spells are. Actually, she has 36. That would be... No, that doesn't add up to the number that I'm thinking. Because I was going to take more ether than 50 to be able to get 100% on those. And here's also a chest. And we get shotgun 60 ammo, which we can equip to Billy. As you can see, we already have the S ammo. We can trade the 50 for the 60 and we got better ammo. So that's good. And I think we're actually going to finish off this shift this episode. Nothing in here. And this, unlock it. Yes. It's rusted shut. How are we going to do it? It's unlocked but the door is rusted shut. Maybe if you ran into it. So if you keep running into it, your knee distance is fine. It just flies off the hinge eventually. There's nothing in this room. So let's go on. I believe the door won't open, yeah. So we have to go up the ladder because the side doors you can't go through any of them. And we get into a fight. And while sadly we do not have Billy's amazing ether gun at full power, we still have our most reliable character ever. Just hit hard and hit fast. That's Citan's method. Just sticking to the ether gun does well against these guys because of the fire element. Or if you want, I should be doing triangle box X. Yeah, that'd be more reliable, but I'm not wasting any ammo. And I may as well just be using Sky Attack a bunch. I don't think I've shown off all of Ellie's death blows. But we're doing well against these guys, not getting hit and stuff. That's nice. But no guarantee of anything. I think this episode's going to be a fairly long one. Because we've got a couple of fights to go. Okay, we're now up here. We could go that way, but there's... Wait, I think there's actually a chest over here. No, there's not. There's not a chest over here. I thought I saw a chest for a second that I missed. Anyway, there's a bridge under there. Where are we supposed to go? Well, there's a save point here, and a thing that opened up. We should save, because that's a sensible thing to do. It's a little confusing by looking at the levels, but yeah. If you look at the time you can tell, and if you remember what's happened in the game you can tell where you are, unless you're just using a single save file like most people would. And if we jump down here, we are instantly going to get into a fight. And isn't it familiar? It's similar to the red thing we fought, which turned out to be a kid's dad. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to just beat the shit out of it. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enchant Ellie with a special move. But unfortunately, Citan's going to get killed. I'm going to use Goddess Call on Ellie. This speeds Ellie up. just like when you boost in your gear. And this enemy is weak to water or ice, so I'm going to use that on it. Deals like 400 damage. And I'm going to do it again, which is kind of risky because I could use murder again. And it did. Okay, time to revive people. That was silly of me. Let's revive Cetan. Even on low HP, he should be fairly durable. And he's quick, so he'll be able to revive Ellie quickly. See? He's quick. I want everyone up so that we can get a bunch of XP for everyone, so that no one misses out. But of course, as you saw, Murder can take down anyone really quickly. And once he goes bloody, I don't think we have to worry about that. But this is a good time to use Holy Light, which heals everyone very highly for 300 each. The only person that couldn't heal fully is Cetan. But that's not important, because Cetan's, well, Cetan. What's annoying in this fight is that, like some other aspects of this game, you sometimes can't see the fight. If we had water ether bullets, this would be a lot easier. But we don't, which is too bad. But we have Cetan, who just keeps hitting really quickly. It's a good alternative to having the right elemental advantage. Just hit the enemy a lot. But since Bloody is being bloody and not using murder, everything's a lot easier. Thing is, he absorbs fire, so that's the reason you don't want to use it. But if I use Hell Blast, I can deal damage. Not much, mind you, with the first shot, but a bit. And Cetan will make up for the rest of it with his overwhelming force. And speed. And Ellie will use a lot of ether. That I'm not really concerned about her using because, well, it's not really that much. Cetan is still quicker, so he deals more damage. If you're taking someone slower, Ellie would probably be your main damage dealer here. 1, 2, 3, Nutcrack. Then he draws 2 handguns, even though he's supposed to only have 1, and he shoots the living crap out of the enemy. So that's pretty cool. Just as a move that he has. And this guy should go down pretty soon. We've dealt a lot of damage. I don't think we can't call Gears in here, so yeah. Should stick to ether with Ellie. I mean, her death blows aren't as powerful as her ether is right now. When it matters, it's a matter of mattering. Okay, that's a good level up. Okay, that's good. I did get ether. I'm happy. Yay, people get ether, and he learns Hakai, which is good. I'm counting on you. It's my buddy. I'll call him over here. That I don't quite get how that piece of context works. If you want to restore HP or EP, do it now. I'm gonna heal everyone, even though I don't really need to. I'm not concerned about EP because what's coming up isn't very hard at all. For one very specific reason. And you'll see. But exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Billy's signal. Ding, ding, ding. Hey everyone, it's Shift G. Shift G? Shift gear? Wind direction okay. Target coordinates X 120, 1020, Z 303. Roger. Engage autopilot. Catapult ready. Look out. So that metal grate looks like something's gonna happen to it. Push pull. Yeah, great. They're really working at it, and look at this. Superhero gear activated. Ready for launch. Stand by. Okay. Ready. And jumping on the thing. Sees it go. Superhero gear going. Go get him. Today's launch was so-so. And we walk out, and there's something there, but we turn the other way. Just as I thought, this transport's infected. I must go to the Ethos and tell Bishop Stone. What? There's something? There is nothing there, just fish jumping around. Ah, the sea. The cool breeze, so different from the desert. Billy, who's Buddy? It's probably its brethren, a giant whales. An entity we couldn't stand much of a chance against by ourselves, but don't worry, they're pretty slow. Even if that whale's cooled it, it probably won't reach us in time. But I cooled my gear anyway, just to be safe. Superhero gear! Faster than I expected. Well, here it comes. You did say that we would not stand much of a chance against it by ourselves. It should be any time now. Just on time. And what's this? Coming out of the ocean? It's the Yggdrasil. And on it, a gear lance. Great timing on the part of the kids. I owe them one. Well, get ready, because here it comes. Don't worry about this thing. It's pretty easy to deal with. Actually, it's really easy to deal with. Especially if you have Ellie on your team. If you don't, then it's a bit of a nightmare. Let me explain why. 0 damage. The best way to deal... The only character you're guaranteed that's able to deal damage to it is... well... Billy. If he uses his ether gun. So you might only have him, so this could take a while. However, remember what we learned about the aeroids. This is why this fight is so easy. And the thing about casting ether spells on this enemy is that it buffs him. And the aeroids do this as well, but it still deals damage. 6,000 damage. He enlarges, attack up, defense down. And you might need a defense down. But it only deals like not enough damage to be a real threat. Can you deal damage with your death blows? No, you're not even dealing damage with death blows. You can deal damage like this, but it doesn't do much. So you may as well just... But since you see how it is, that's an indicator that it's pretty much beaten. Just go special option, and aeroids again, and it will die. But first, I'm going to use, I'm just going to electrocute it, see how that does. It should deal like 2,000 damage, 2,500 damage, kills it anyway. Doesn't matter what I did, it didn't stand much of a chance. And we level up some. That's a good level up there. Phew, got Aoife. I'm happy. And we learnt Bright Shock, which is one of her death blows. Her box triangle death blow. C-Town also knows his box triangle death blow. And we get a jet gear. That's obviously a gear gun for Billy's gear. The M686 gun. And we got one of them. Thank you for helping me, everyone. To be honest, that was too dangerous for me on my own. I couldn't have done it without you. Yeah. Is your job always this dangerous? Huh, I never thought you would call it gear, but what the hell is Ethos thinking anyway? We Etones are merely fulfilling our divine mission. Sorry, I was wrong. It was wrong of me to say that. Don't take me so serious. Don't take it so seriously. So, you're going to report back to the Ethos about your job's result, right? Well, if you like, we shall give you a ride to the Ethos HQ. It's on our way. That would be great, as long as it doesn't put you out. I have something to give you as a sign of my gratitude. So please accompany me into the Ethos headquarters. Let's go. Okay. Well, we have triumphed over a very easy boss thanks to Ellie's gear. Mine's been Akinov. Hope you've had a good time, and good night, or something like that anyway. Next time, we won't have as much trouble triumphing. We'll probably have more trouble, because I don't think we're going to be in gears with whatever we're doing next. And we're basically up to where I was. This is as far as I know. See you next time.